Okay. So, but anyway, thanks for being here. Let's kick it off. So I'm Erik de Bondt. I am the platform manager at SYNNEX in Belgium. This is the fifth episode of the Stream on Ion update calls. As always, if you have questions, do not hesitate. Excuse me. To talk to me, to interrupt me if you're not agreeing, if something is not clear. Just sorry. Talk to me. You can unmute yourself or use the chat window, which I'm also watching. Today is not too much slideware. It's mostly showing how the platform is behaving. Again, and this is our Stream on Ion multi-vendor cloud marketplace, working for the vendors that are listed below on the screen. Okay. Basically, two major topics today is promos and how the promos are being used within the Stream on Ion platform. This is a vendor promos for currently only available for Microsoft, but I come back to that later. I also benefit of this section to once again go through the price book management and how price books compare to price overrides. Second topic will be managing customers, users out of Stream on Ion as it is possible. Okay. So first thing is promos. First of all, let's go back. I think in February, I already presented the price book management and the price overrides. I think that was March. So which is possible. Again, I will show you what I mean with price book management and price overrides. So let's go to Stream on Ion. Okay. So here I am in the billing section. So this is a reseller and this is my preferred reseller. I go to billing, I go to price books. And here I have for all currencies that we're working with. Your list will be smaller. This is a test environment. For all those vendors, we have price books available in the platform. For Google, we have a master price book. Let's take, for instance, for F-Point, we have a price book. For BitTitan, always the same thing. We have a price book, and this is where the prices for your customers are being defined. Even if you didn't ever change the price book, still your customers' prices are being defined based on price books. Let's open this one, for instance. This is a small one. First remark is you cannot change a master price book. Yes, this master price book is MSRP based, meaning that all changes that you make are based on the MSRP price, so not on your cost. You will see this is a rather small thing, only these products. Again, I cannot change this. I need to make a copy first. Price book, it's May 25. Yeah. 25 05 26. Yeah. Okay, I can already make a global adjustment. Say, okay, I want to change all.
Ja, maar niet usen, kan er nu kwijt, dus al 3.
Okay. Sorry for that. So I made a copy. I go back now, and you will see that here on BitTitan, I have, so I forgot to click save. Let's do it again. So make a copy. So I will not do at this moment, do a global adjustment. Need to give it a name, price book 2505 28 26. Okay, and create. I go back. And now in this price book, I can make changes. Or I can delete it eventually. So here now I can say, for instance, for this product and for this product, I want to make a price adjustment. You will see 2 SKUs have been selected. I want to increase percentage-wise with, for instance, 5%. Apply. Okay, and I can do other products, and at a certain moment I say, okay, now fine, I defined everything. I go to transactions and I say save transaction. At that moment, the price book is actually being regenerated with the correct prices. So this is basically how you set prices. The red bullet here is saying, look, we are still working to upgrade the price book. Assigning a price book, go to customers. Let's take this one and this one. I go to assign price book here, which is obviously so BitTitan. I was working in euros, and I want to make this price book the new one. Save. So as for now on, not yesterday, so everything which has been purchased yesterday was on the previous price book. Everything which is done now will be done on a new price book. So the price book will not be activated retroactive. It's only as of now for the future. And so we can work with all those price books. One special thing is if we go to the Microsoft price book, euros, Microsoft CSP, that's the one you want. Modern Workplace is legacy. So you see here I have a lot. The 2 top ones are per default. So the CSP master price book is based on MSRP. The cost price book is based on the cost. So if you make an adjustment on the cost price book, meaning you start from your cost, for instance, to add 5%, if you start from the master price book, you start from MSRP. One note I need to say about this one, and cost plus, which is the master here, the parent, for instance, this one. You will see that all categories are in there, BE, or you can search for a specific product. Just important that Azure consumption will always be based on MSRP. Yeah, whatever, even if it's a cost plus price book, the Azure will be MSRP based. And then I can go in here and say, for instance, I want for software subscriptions, I make an adjustment. So I don't need to select first the price. I have 102 SKUs selected. I make an increase or a percentage or a fixed price, an increase with 5%. Based on my, this is cost plus, so based on my purchase price, I add 5% to define the customer price. Again, applied as of from now. What's done in the past is done in the past. I see Nikki, you have a question. Nikki, you can unmute yourself. Nikki, you raised your hand. Or use the chat window, otherwise, then we see it also. Okay, let me continue. Might be a mistake. So this is the price book management. So you define the prices. Prices are available or visible in the reports, obviously, and there is also a report available where you can see which price book is allocated to which customer and to which subscription. Because if you bought something yesterday or a month before and you change the price book, so the purchase of last month will be on that price book, the purchase of as of now will be on this price book. So this is basically an easy way to set your price for your customer using price book management, which is a very, let's say, global adjustment for your customers. Now let's go to the marketplace. Select the customer as always. So my STB. And I want to make, for instance, a Windows. Windows 365. Enterprise, this one. Let's add this one to the cart. See the promo, but I'll come back to the promo later. So price book structural pricing setting. If you want to do a one-off, saying, look, okay, for this deal, Mr. Customer, I want to give you a better or an adapted price. You can go into the price setting and change here the price adjustment. For instance, you see, I took 50%, but this is a bit too much for this deal. So I'm going to make it 25%, apply, and you will see that the price will be changed for this order. So the current price of my purchase price plus 25% gives this as a resale price to my customer. So this is a one-off price setting. It's always a fixed price. So if you make a percentage, you will see that the fixed price will be adapted, and that will be the price applied to your customer. The percentage is merely just to easier calculate the price for your adjustment. I can change it. I don't want to make it to 82. I want to make it 85. Apply, and now the price will be 85. See, so basically, if I now continue the purchase, I will do that later, then the price for this customer in my reports, and if you also use the billing environment, the invoicing environment, you will see also on the invoice that price. So this was a small recap on setting prices for your customers. So the difference between the two types of price adjustment: price book, price overrides. So price book tenant-wide is per subscription. Timing still changed. So if you make today, you put the price book in February, you say, I want to adjust this price for this customer. So in June, for instance, then all monthly payments in June will be calculated on the price book set in June. So July invoicing. If you have a yearly, obviously, that was already invoiced in March, in my example, then the price will be only adopted in the next billing cycle, which is then, again, invoicing in March. For price overrides, you can define a period. You can say, I want to for instance, on 3 months. First 3 months, I'm going to give a better price. After that, the customer will pay the full price or the price defined by the price book. Applicable price books is on seat based on consumption. Price override is only on seat based licenses. So not on Azure consumption, not on Google consumption, not on AWS consumption. It's only on on seat based licensing. And it's always for the full billing cycle in the seat-based licenses. So it's always, if you do a change now, it's for this period, so next month's invoices. So the type is percentage. We always advise use a percentage based on MSRP or on cost. You can also put a fixed price in the price book, but we advise against it. Why? Because if you put a fixed price, if Microsoft changes the price or a vendor changes the price, automatically all price in the price book will be adapted, except if you put a fixed price in the price book. Then that system falls away, and you will remain that sales price to your customers. Price overhead is always a fixed price. Vendor price changes. So if the vendor price changes, will be adopted. Mostly it's at renewal that the price will be changed. So it will be at that moment, the fixed price will remain even after renewals if you specify the period that goes over the renewal period of your license. Price change, what if we do price change, which we rarely do. Mostly we stick to the vendor price. We take our mini margin, and that's your sales price or your cost price. So if we do it, if we do price change, it will be done change immediately. The price override obviously will remain. Yeah. So an example, price book 20% cost plus, override 11 euros. So if the current is 10 euros, meaning the price book 20% will be a sales out of 12 euros. On price override remain 11 euros with a 5% increase for Microsoft. It would mean that the sales price automatically goes to 12.60 at renewal. In price override, it will remain 11 euros because the price change by the vendor is not taken into account in the price override, as it is a fixed price. Okay. Coming to promos, because that was the base point of our discussion here. Currently, vendor promos are Microsoft only. Why? Because it's, to be open and frank, it's the biggest vendor in our ecosystem. And it is validated with configuration in the card. I'll come back to that later, how this is behaving. Impact, price book, promo price applied, price override. So if you have price override and there's a promo, will not apply it to the customer, but we will apply it to you. So if there is a price override, if there is a promo from Microsoft or from the vendor, if it opens for other vendors, so we get the reducted price, you get a reducted price, and then you can decide to invoice your customer anyway the full price or even more, whatever you want to do with the price override. So, but that's your choice. That's the way you want to work. So how does this work? Let's go back to my Stream.im environment. Let's add a second license here to show you the difference. Windows 365. Let's take another one. Let's take this one. Add the card. And let the third one. Let's add also a Copilot, because we all love Copilots, and I need to talk about Copilot anyway in every session. So Copilot. Not Copilot, that one. Microsoft 365 Copilot. Okay, here it is. Well, we will take 3 products because I want to show how this thing behaves. Okay, so you will see I have now 3 products in my chart, in my cart, each having a promo available. You will see it on the left side that there's a promo available. Let's take first the middle one. So the price is 1,000. Let's take 10 of those. Okay, the price goes up to 18,000 and 18,000. Now let's see if we configure it, because there is a price adjustment. I'm not going to align purchase date. Just say yes, continue. I think it's 10 or 15% this promo. There are basically no rules on this one. So basically, if you buy a new one, there's no minimum quantity on this promo. We're just using it. Close. And you will see that the price is now being recalculated, and you will see that the promo is applied on this purchase. Let me see. So this is now the changed price, or it's 15%. And on top of that, I don't know. So you see here that the promo is applied on this rule, on this product. Here we had the price override done. So let's configure it. Again, there is no real rule. Yes. So continue. Oh, it's a 20% promo even. It's on the screen. So here you will see that the sales price will not be adjusted because we use a price override. So again, to you, the price adjustment or the promo will be applied. If you don't want to apply to your customer, then you do a price override before you go into the price configuration, the product configuration, and then you will get the same. You will remain your price override price as defined. So even if it says applied, you will remain with the 58 euros because it's a price override. So the promo is not impacted, is not giving on to your customer. So you can, in that way, play around with promos if you would like to. The third one, the Copilot. the rules is very simple. If you buy 10 or more, you get a promo price. So if you do only 8, it will say no promo. So I need to put it at least at 10. Okay. Configuration pending. Say yes. So 15% promo. If you're eligible, continue. And surprise, surprise. So I fall into the rules of the promo. And then it will say promo, not eligible for promo. Why? Even though it is 10 and I wanted 10, I don't have a base product for the Copilot, so I cannot purchase it. And that's why say that, sorry, that I'm not eligible for the promo. If I would have like a business premium, it will go through without problems. But just showing you that if it's on an add-on and you don't have the base, the promo will not be applied neither. And so basically you can remove the product immediately out of your cart because you cannot purchase it anyway. So this is how promos behave in Stream 1 Ion. Questions, remarks? Silent. Again, you can unmute yourself if you would like to talk to me. I hope that everyone is capable of talking. Yes. Is there an overview of all the promos? Question, Thomas. No. The promos are given to us by Microsoft. At Microsoft there is an overview at the promos. Because all promos or multiple promos have different rules. As we saw in the Windows, there is no rule. In the Copilot, you need to buy at least 10. Some say you can only have a promo if this is a brand new product, not if you already have it. So really depending on the rules of the promo, what is applied. There is a resource at Microsoft giving you all the promos that are active today, where you can say, okay, this is interesting, not interesting. But we don't publish a list of available promos because we don't publish all the rules. It would be it is a large document that we need to edit on every thing. So not at TD SYNNEX, but at Microsoft there is an overview, and I try to include the resource link into the product, into the presentation. Very good question, by the way, Thomas. I should have thought that before. Okay. Second topic of the day is manage your customers' users. And I mean at the tenant level. Yes, if you go to Stream 1 Ion, if you have a customer, you have first of all your own users. These are your users within your platform. Yes, I'm not talking about this one. If you go to the customer, let's take Stevie 7. You have users. I'm not talking about these users, because these are users giving access to the platform via the white label storefront if you would implement that. So I'm not talking about these users. I'm really talking about where am I? I should know. I need to go here. I'm talking about these users, so the users on the tenant itself. So these are the users I'm talking about in this part of the presentation. So manage users at the tenant. So currently it's per subscription. That is changing, and I had hoped, frankly, to have that change live today, but I don't have it yet. Coming so multi-user, so that you can manage multiple users at once, and multi-subscription assignment. You can say for this user I want X, Y, and Z a subscription in one go. Today you need to do it one by one. There is a prerequisite. there need to be an active GDAP relation with profit rights, obviously, between the tenant of the customer and the SYNNEX. Otherwise, we cannot access the tenant, we cannot show nor change the users. And if your customer is using conditional access policies or is using privileged identity management policies, our foreign principal, basically our account that we use to manage the customers, should be excluded from those rules. If these rules are not met, prerequisites are not met, we cannot do management of users out of Stream1 Ion. Now it's a bit strange, but this needs to be in place. Your small customer will not have conditional access policies today. I hope they all have MFA included. We just this morning spent a couple of hours with one of your colleagues because one of his customers was hacked over the weekend because there was no MFI in place. Just this aside. Okay. So seat-based licenses create and delete users, unassigned or unassigned license, Azure subscription, nominate an owner. So how does this look like? Go to Stream1 Ion. I go to the overview. I have my licenses, and let's say that I want to do a team phone suite because I know I have available. So I go into that subscription. I say manage. I go to users and licenses. You see all the users that are and which the licenses they have of this product. See need frame here as one license. So I add a user. So demo 250526. Entra is demo. No, not demo. I want not demo 250526 at that's my login name. Number of licenses, and I want to assign one license of this, and I can put the user in any country that is valid. So if you have your customer says, well, I have one representative in Greece, well, you can put that person in Greece, and then automatically that will be that user will be hosted in Greece from Microsoft perspective. Does it really matter? You can also go to Africa or Far East or US. As long as your tenant is hosted in Belgium or in Europe, you can do whatever you want with this environment, with these users. So go to the active users, I refresh it. There is my user, and you see that the Teams phone resource account is added as a user. That's only you cannot assign groups, you cannot assign roles to that user in Stream1 Ion. For that, you need to go to the M365 admin portal, but you can create the user and assign a license to it. So basically, someone who is just purchasing can do this also for your customer. Again, GDAP, conditional access policies, PIM rules that apply. You will see also, I forgot to show that. I'll show that then later again, that now there are only 8 available of these Teams phones resource account. Okay. Let's go to Azure. My Azure plan here, manage subscription. So we're now pulling at Microsoft and getting all the subscription information. I want to go in this one. So these are the owners. I can assign a user. Owner name is then my demo account. Okay, assign. If I now go into my Azure Admin Center, I go into my subscription, my EIM. I can say role assignment, that the user is now in as an owner. So from scratch, I created the user, I assigned him a license, and I made it an owner in Azure on this Azure subscription. Only owner. You cannot give other permissions. It's if you create it in ST1 it's always an owner account that you want to assign, which is normally also the first thing you need is an owner of the customer. It is at the subscription level of an Azure. Obviously, if I create a user, I should be able to also remove it. I cannot remove the user here. I could remove it from the assignment. Let's go back into the phones resource or in another. Let's try it from another subscription. Manage. Again, pulling information from Microsoft. Users and licenses. So where is it? My demo. I want to remove that user. So it's out of the list. Now let's see what it happened here. Let's first take this screen, refresh. You see that one license became available again at the active users. The user is gone. And in my Azure, if I refresh, user will be gone as well. I need to check what this unknown is, but that's for another moment. So basically doing full user management, straight, full. Create a user, assign licenses, remove the or reassign licenses. You can also otherwise, if you have more licenses, add more licenses. Straight off ST1 so you don't need to go into the admin portal just to assign a license to a user in your tenant. Questions, remarks? Okay. Roadmap, what is coming up? Shorter and longer term. Most important, so the multi-user management at the tenant level very soon. So I hope to have it today, but I will show it in the next month as a small recap. Maximum changes for LCM at the marketplace, but also at the white label storefront, where you basically can say a customer, when they use the white label storefront, can only add, for instance, 10 licenses on a subscription and not 1,000 in one go. Read-only users can be handy if you have your, for instance, your finance department that needs to be able to read reports, but they don't need to change stuff. You can assign them a read-only user, and there is be more coming next couple of days, weeks, and months. As always, the training information where you can find them, it's at Brainshark, where you have tons of trainings available, not only for Microsoft, but also for AWS, for Google, AvePoint, BitHighten. I'm missing one now. Sophos, where you find all those informations available in these trainings. So you have the links in the PowerPoint presentation where you can basically see where you need to go. Other events coming up. So registration and list always at the Connect website at the SYNNEX. Going on, well, apparently at 2 o'clock, someone is giving a poor requirements from Microsoft. It's a very important topic for session at 2 o'clock. Tomorrow, there's a Google Workspace update webinar at 11. Tomorrow, again, the poll requirements for Microsoft. June 10, the in-depth security training webinar. 17th, Coffee with Stefan, Microsoft update coming, and on Tuesday, the 2nd of October, the exclusive Microsoft AE tasting tracking seminar. If you want to register for that one, hurry, because there's limited spaces, so that's why we already advertise it today. So October the 2nd, a very interesting session with some nice, actually tasting at on-scene. So it's an on-scene session, it's not a webinar. Questions, remarks? Okay. If tomorrow later on you have a question, you have a remark, hyperscale.be@tdsynnex.com or microsoft.be@tdsynnex.com, it still works. Where you can post all your questions and someone in the team will take your question and we can provide you an answer. As said, next session, Monday, June the 23rd at 1 o'clock, also always on the Monday, where you can see the next update. Question?
Yes, Eric.
Yeah.
I have some questions about the POR, but I see that it's full, or I can't even attend anymore to the meeting here in 15 minutes. Can
I'll ask to extend the number of participants.
It says registration date has passed.
Okay, but you should. There is also one after tomorrow. Maybe that's still open. This is just because we're so close to the session that the inscription is closed. Yes.
Yeah, voilà. Let me have a look. 28. Okay, yes, I'll try that one.
Yes.
Yes, I can sign up. Okay, because I have some questions, but I also sent you some mail. Maybe you can answer these. Okay. Thanks anyhow.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. See you. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Question from Steven. When will the customer in the white label storefront see his own PO? Well, there is a full refurbish of the white label storefront coming up, and that information should be in there once it is live. So it will not be in this version. Normally before summertime we'll have the new refurbished white label storefront, and then information will be available there. Thomas van Eester, is there a course for this portal available? Well, if I go back here at Brainshark, so in the PDF you will see all those links. Basically, all those links. So basically, this is all small bits of the session trainings that you can get at Brainshark as a well, it's all small videos, 5-10 minutes, sometimes a quarter of an hour. It's all small videos showing you how to do things within Stream Online. Yeah, so in the presentation, all the sessions will be there. So you get the PDF and all the links are in that presentation. Okay. Well, thank you for now. If there are no more questions, hope to see you again soon, maybe in 15 minutes or after tomorrow or in the next session. Thank you very much. Have a good day.